See, a very basic spinning unit would perhaps have basic production and energy data on a daily basis. But what industry specific algorithms and historical data can do is to provide very detailed insights into indicators that otherwise may not be possible. So, here we look at what this information, once entered on a daily basis, how would the basic analytics in terms of indicators would look like, and then we will see how more detailed interactions can be done from the data. So these are basic indicators that come out of the basic data that have been entered, and you are able to play around, know how you have fared in terms of what's today's values, the last 7 days, and the reference period. So you have the flexibility to go and define the reference period in terms of which historical period would you like to compare your current data with. So it gives you flexibility specifically for PAT scheme designated consumers. You can always change the baseline. Now you go to daily reports where we are able to do some more detailed analysis of the daily performance. Here we see there are counters which tell that how is a particular indicator behaving in the past with respect to the behavior that you did today. So if the color of the zone is red, it means that so today's indicator's value was perhaps the worst. There have been values which have been better than the current value in the past. And then we look at how we can look at some of the other indicators. So we look at all indicators, how they perform today, average in the past, and the best. Now here we have used a particular logic of calling the data from the history. So it's not simple average that comes in. There's been a logic defined in terms of how we call the data, what is the condition under which there is similarity between today's performance and past performance, and based on which the data gets called, and you are able to see a graphical representation. And that's not it all. That's really not all. Now, one of the critical things that we've always spoken about is how to normalize a particular indicator with respect to a reference period, and that is perhaps the most challenging task that one would ask for. So here you see the magic. You click on one of the indicators and you get a complete analysis in terms of what is the count range, how have the values been behaving on different count range, and here is what you get. Our algorithms run, there's analysis happening based on the indexes, you get the normalized value of your indicator. So you can clearly see that without normalization, the value of this particular indicator was 1.878 in respect to 1.962 during the baseline or the reference period. But as soon as we normalize it for different reasons, which is product mix, percentage change because of capacity utilization, we see that the normalized value would be 1.95 instead of 1.878, though it's still less than the reference period, but it's not as less as one would appear on the actual value. Now this is a small demo of how NView, the second version of NView, would be changing the way people report, assess, and manage their energy performance towards a way in which it's faster, better, and cheaper.